Guys, Comic Boom here to review Area 51, the Helix Project number 5. My good friend Trevor Lenkiewicz. Finally, issue 5. Well, actually, issue 6 is out. His Kickstarter started on January 16th, just this last week. So I want everyone to go pick up issues 1 through 6. You can get the whole series, 1 through 6, finally. It's been a long journey for my friend Trevor. And here I just wanted to do a review of Area 51, the Helix Project, issue 5. You know, I gotta say, I review a lot of comic books. Mostly DC, as you guys know, but I do review some indie. And I have to say that Area 51, the Helix Project, really is, I never know what to expect from issue to issue. If there's one fault with the series is that it takes so bloody long to come out. But that's because, guess what? He's not with the big two. He's independently, you know, he's funding this. He's kickstarting this. He needs your support. He needs our love. We know that the big two is kind of on the downhill in terms of frankly, their popularity, and even, frankly, a lot of the quality of their work, and is just, it's basically, let's face it, it's gone down. And the independent market has just exploded because of guys like Trevor, who have really just, you know, they're the ones that say, look, I could write better than this. And then they go out and they prove it. And I got to say, Area 51 is it's a story that, it's about a guy named Kent who, his dad's an alien. And his dad ends up getting killed when he was a young age, saving a young girl. And as he grows up, he's always felt different, because he was in fact different, but he always felt lost. And then a tragic event happens following the death of his father. His father died saving a young girl's life. As Kent gets older, he meets this girl as he gets older, this Marcia, who basically, she has a lot of secrets, and she knows quite a bit about him, and she's involved in ultimately what turns out involving a government conspiracy. And there are a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of misdirection. And hey, man, Area 51, aliens, it's a lot of fun. Guys, I want to... there's so much about this series that I want to highlight here. You can follow the series. It's at Kickstarter. You can also follow. It's published by Pocket Watch Press. The writer and creator Trevor Lenkiewicz. I guess it's Trevor Fernandes-Lenkiewicz. Sorry, Trevor, my friend. And I got to tell you this, the series here is just, the covers here, the quality of the covers are just amazing. I mean, I got them up here, but I got to tell you, it doesn't beat when you actually receive them and you get them and you can get them signed. Trevor's great that way. Very economical, great bang for your buck. I mean, the quality of this series, I think, is just, I mean, it's just spot on. We're going to be getting into the series proper in a moment here, but I just want to point out just how just gorgeous these comic books are. Great quality, great quality. And if you want, I mean, he's got posters, and he's got bookmarks. I do a lot. I read novels every now and then, and it's nice to have some bookmarks. I love having, frankly, bookmarks are kind of expensive. I mean, it's nice one there. You can pay a little extra and get a good quality bookmark because those of us who read comics, usually we read more than just comics. We read other things too. And, the artist that he has involved, involved in this project for issue 5 in particular, just really amazing artists. Samuel Iwunze is the interior and cover artist. I'm butchering these names. I apologize, but while we're checking out these covers, the USA issue here with this snake and sort of like this USA variant is done by actually Adrian Bonilla, and Marcio Freire does the Enter the Ether cover, which is actually this one here. Gorgeous covers. I mean, just I got a print that you can also get, that you can also order. It's just amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll try to go back here to show you guys. But I mean, just the print alone. You know, one of the things that I notice in the comic book industry as a whole is a lot of times, if you guys are just in it for the cover, I mean, this actually has great quality story and really great cover art. It's both. And I like that you can also, if you love the cover, you can just get a nice, beautiful print of the cover itself. And another thing about these covers aren't just, you know, random ideas and thoughts. These are covers which actually reflect the psychological anguish and elements and the journey of the story, that what Kent is going through. Enter the Ether. I mean, you can see Kent. You can see basically the bad general who ultimately ends up becoming infected with genetic alien DNA, and you get Marcia and also his father. Or that could be the father of the, I'm not sure who that character is there. It could be any number of one of them. But there's a theme here of parenting, of parenthood, of fathers and sons and fathers and daughters, and the impact that our childhood can have on our identity and how we view ourselves. And for Kent, Kent, who is reminiscent, of course, of Clark Kent, because he is in many ways, I guess, not human, but he's superhuman. The journey that he takes his journey of self-discovery really underscores this particular series. And in issue 5 here, picking up from obviously the journey so far, we have Kent, who's actually in Area 51. His father is there, and he's flashing back to the childhood that he had on his dad raising him to be a good young man, raising him to be a good kid, and the journey that he's on as he's thinking about, reflecting on all this as his father is in fact battling the general, and as this general is impaled by his father, there's a flashback to the general's young life as a young man, and the general himself had a very troubled childhood and ended up having a very abusive father that he himself killed, and it's very tragic. And you could see the different types of upbringings that can lead to different outcomes. And it's the journey that we all have. I mean, you know, let's face it, parents matter. And they have a huge impact on the person that we become. And it's no different whether you have alien DNA or human DNA. That journey, the consequences of a good childhood versus a bad one obviously play itself out. And in this, what Trevor has done so well here, what Lenkiewicz has done so well here, is that he's taken that journey, that what could have been just a common trope of a story element, and he's made it feel very real and very visceral. And we see it from the points of view of all the characters. We see the journey of all the characters, what brought them to the point in this series where there's a central struggle between them, and with the upbringing of the general, the upbringing of Kent, and with Kent finally meeting his father, and with Marcia herself, who seemingly is this woman that just wants to help Kent. She also has a connection to her father, to Kent's father, insofar as that she feels that in many ways, even though Kent's father did save her life, her own parents, she was never close to her own parents. And in many ways, she feels closer to Kent's father than she ever did her own. And again, there's this theme of identity and emotion and all that family history of, you know, function and dysfunction. There's that old expression, we get used to functioning and dysfunction. And it's our dysfunctions that in many ways define us. And that's so true for all the characters in this story, for all of them. And that's what makes it work so well. But hey, Forget about the fact that there's actually a story here and it's going to make you think. Forget about that for a second. You like action? You like kick-ass action? You like watching, you want to see blood and guts? You want to see aliens kick the crap out of each other? And just fantastic art? I mean, my God. I mean, kudos here to interior and cover artist Samuel Iwunze. Amazing job. You really get a sense here of all the visceral action of it. At some point, they manage, the battle is sort of taken outside. Just when they think they got the general taken out, who's infected with alien DNA and ultimately becomes infected with rattlesnake venom, which still isn't enough to take him out. Kent's father and the general end up going to battle against each other, and the scenes are just. I love the way that the artist Samuel Iwunze, the way that he frames each page, the way that he does the paneling and the panels, he makes it feel very cinematic and visceral. Fantastic page where you can literally see Kent being impaled through his upper right shoulder with a piece of wood that's thrown very fast at him by the general, and then you see the general and Kent's father running toward each other, and it looks so impactful as they meet in the middle. And the way the panels are lined up horizontally like that, it's the layout that really makes this work. And I can assure you guys that you can't see this now when I'm showing it to you on the page. You can see the action, which is incredible. But, you know, again, the quality, I mean, you're getting quality worker, quality pages, gorgeous pages, high quality paper, great art. That fantastic, you know, modern day comic book smell, you know, not the newsprint, but you can smell the high quality paper and ink, you know. It's good stuff. And just action packed here. And what makes the action sequences all the more visceral is the dialogue that goes along with it. This is a general that wants to rub it in. This is a general that wants to remind Kent whenever he can of what he's going to do, of the price he's going to pay for being different, for being an outcast. And yet, ironically enough, the general himself has a childhood where he is in many ways just as impacted by his childhood as Kent is. And it's the interplay of that and sort of the juxtaposition of that, you know, in so many ways, they are the general and Kent and his father are enemies, and yet they do have some things in common, but it doesn't matter what you have in common if as a result of your upbringing, it leads you to a very different place. You can have two people that, rather than being united by what makes them common and ultimately what makes them human, it can make them enemies. And that's the tragedy here. And the tragedy is compounded, unfortunately, at the end, where Marcia, who is in many ways, she's the heroine of the story. And I have to give a shout out to Trevor Lenkiewicz, the writer here, because he manages to use some very clever misdirection, because I got to tell you, from issue 1, as the story progresses, you're never entirely sure where the allegiances lie. You're never really sure. It's sort of a moving target. Very well paced, very well done. I'm going to tell you something now with the Kickstarter. Go to the Kickstarter. You can get all 6 issues now. He's funding for all 6 issues. He's only like $70 shy Canadian, like $50 American shy of getting fully funded, and he still has 37 days left for issue 6. And you can get all 6 issues. I already know this will read so much better. It does read really good as a trade, reading all 6 of those issues. It's such an it's very well done, very well paced, and you will be getting your money's worth. And I got to tell you, there's a wonderfully impactful scene here at the end of issue 5, where a couple of days before this penultimate issue and penultimate confrontation between Kent, his father, and the general, there is a letter that Marcia wrote. And as Marcia seemingly is taking out of is seemingly injured here, and we don't know the extent of her injuries, that there's a beautifully rendered scene where it shows her note, her letter sort of falling to the ground. And we don't know what the letter says, but I'm thinking that in issue 6, Kent's going to read that letter, and it's going to have probably some emotional resonance, some emotional impact to a resolution of this story. I know I've spoken with Trevor. He's given some interviews. He gave an interview to Jace of the Comic Source. I'm going to leave the link to Trevor's interview with Jace of the Comic Source below. He also did an interview with Comic Breakdown. I'll be leaving that link as well. Also a link to the Kickstarter. Trev's worked hard on this. I'm so looking forward to see how this ends. This is a series that, quite frankly, this is something that like I said, I don't talk about it a lot because it's kickstarted and it takes. I mean, how often can I promote it on Twitter? I wanted to succeed, and at the same time, it's like, damn, it's like. It's not, you almost wish he was that Image because we could get it out once a month as opposed to it's been like a 2-year journey for him. And it's so good to see the 6th issue finally arrive. I was with Trevor helping to promote his book. He's nice enough to let me join him at Calgary Comic-Con last year. We'll be at Calgary Comic-Con this April. And we're in at a Toronto Expo last January at this time, promoting Area 51. In fact, I got a whole pile of his the first 3 issues to take to Calgary with me in order to promote that. So, because this is well underway, this issue 6 will already have been funded. I'm sure it's probably funded as I'm talking to you right now because. Again, I think he's only like literally a couple $100 away, but get in on it, guys. Just the digital copies alone, the art's fantastic. You won't regret it. But I would strongly recommend that you get that. I'm going to go back to just seeing the issues alone, the issues here, and I can move my image here. I don't want to like cover up these gorgeous covers, just to do them justice. They're really, really good. You can go to Instagram. Trevor can be reached Instagram at his own publishing company, Pocket Watch Press, on Instagram, at Facebook at Pocket Watch Press, and at Twitter at P Watch Press. So check that out. Check out his Kickstarter. I'll leave the link below. And guys, there's so much, I wanted to show you the page here that I like the best. I love this one page. I just love it. Felt like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. It's so symbolic of a battle of wits and a battle of wills, and it's a battle of identity as these two, as the one, clearly dysfunctional, crazy general with a screwed up childhood, crashes into a man who gave his life saving the life of a young woman because it was the right thing to do, and losing his own losing a connection to his child's own childhood, namely Kent's, because of the sacrifice he made in order to save a young woman's life, and that woman is Marcia, who plays a large role in the story. Great stuff, great art, guys. Check it out. I think that Trevor Lenkiewicz has done an absolutely standout job here, and the entire creative team. This is one of those things, when I look at all the variant covers, I got to tell you, man, it's really hard for me to pick which cover is my favorite because there's been so many of them. I mean, so many. It's really hard to choose. I got to tell you, it's really tough to choose. I really like the USA variant one, but there's something about this one where I love this sort of like Enter the Ether one. It's the middle one here that my face is under here. This one here. It's just, there's something about it. I think it symbolically captures the psychological struggle and the issue of identity so well, and it conveys the alien nature of it. It conveys the idea of space. It conveys the idea of DNA. Of you can see the human almost like blood vessels, and you can just see. You can see all of it, and that's the best covers do that, and all the covers here seem to convey it in some way. The best covers are the ones that capture somehow thematically, metaphorically, psychologically, some type of relationship to the story itself. Because I vented before, guys, about this very topic about how frustrating it can be to go to covers and the cover artists are just phoning it in. We need another Batman pose for a variant cover on Batman. It has nothing to do with the content of the comic book. Drives me insane. I can assure you here that every one of the covers here that you're going to get with the Helix Project is related to the actual story. I mean, whether it's issue 1 issue 1, and sorry, got all these. Every single one of these covers is like issue, for example, issue 2. You could see like the puzzle pieces. You know, there's a mystery to solve, and he's trying to navigate through the difficulties of the mystery of his own identity as he's moving forward. Great work like that. You know, again, an interrogation scene. You know, with images of his images of all the players behind it. Again, all this stuff plays out in the actual scene itself. Beautiful in issue 1, you know, with the Earth and the crash landing. I mean, everything makes sense. If you could follow the cover art from issues 1 through 6 and get a sense of the build of where this is heading. You can get a sense that you can get a sense that we're talking about aliens. We're talking about genetics. We're talking about identity, and that's exactly what this series is about. So, guys, please look at the link below. Go to Kickstarter. Type in Area 51, the Helix Project number 5. The Helix Project. Actually, you can look at Helix Project issues 1 through 6 because on Kickstarter, Area 51, the Helix Project 1 through 6, you can get all of them. You can order all of them because that's what you want. You want a complete story, and you don't have to. You know, this is great bang for your buck. If you just want to get the digital stuff, you can do that. But you know, Trevor Lenkiewicz, he's got all kinds of things there for you if you want. You can get some pretty amazing, beautiful prints. You can get T-shirts. You can get bookmarks. You can get all the stuff that you want. You can get pins. You know, I think I got a pin coming because I really wanted a pin, a particular kind of pin, and I like the new pins he has as opposed to the old ones. So, but you can check that all out. Go to Kickstarter, check it all out. And guys, until next time, I am out of here.